Ryan.
Casper! Cassie boy!
Cassie boy.
A big day today. Huge.
Yeah.
Last race of your career. How does it feel?
Well, I don't know. I guess I feel...
Oh, I'm so excited, let me tell you. I'm like a kid at Christmas.
I'm excited for my retirement.
Oh, you're going to be great out there today. I can feel it in my bones. You're going to be terrific. Just remember what I taught you.
And what was that exactly?
Hilarious. I sure will miss you, Cass. Let's go out with a bang, eh? Not literally. Right, I'll leave you to it. Be brilliant. Be wonderful. Good luck.
Hello?
Hey, Cass. How's it going?
Yeah, fine. Just a little bit...
Sad?
Yeah, maybe. How's Lils?
She's good. We're just grabbing an early lunch. Do you want to talk to Daddy?
Why aren't you racing anymore, Daddy?
Well, because Daddy's retiring.
Can I retire?
You need a job first, Lily. Hey, who's your favorite driver?
I like Aiden.
Aiden? Did Mommy tell you to say that? Can you put her back on the phone?
Aiden Jackson. Bye, Daddy.
No, just hang on, Lily. Hello? Aiden Jackson. Aiden.
Hey, Casper. How's it going?
Yeah, fine. You okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to wish you well, really. And say thank you, for everything.
Hey, you've got nothing to thank me for.
And look, I'm sorry.
I think we've apologized enough by now.
I guess we have. So, the last race of an incredible career. I'll be honored to witness it.
Thanks, Aiden. I'll see you down there.
See you down there.
Williams could catch Aston Martin today, but it's a pretty tall order. And are you still surprised they are where they are?
I am, to be honest, yeah. When you look back at how they finished last season, the fight they had in Canada, the antagonism on and off track, these two really weren't getting on. I think a lot of people, myself included, had written them off.
Well, they've been nothing if not surprising, the Williams pair. Of course, neither driver may be with them next season.
Yeah, it's Ackerman's last race today. I'll certainly be sorry to see him go. And they say Jackson and Mercedes are in talks, so who knows?
Well, Mercedes continue to be cagey about that open seat for next season, claiming that no decision's been made yet, and they'll see how this season concludes first. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Pierre Gasly, and Fernando Alonso. Leclerc, Butler, Norris, and Carlos Sainz. Tsunoda, Ackerman, Aiden Jackson, and Stroll. Raikkonen, Ocon, Daniel Ricciardo, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Mazepin and Mick Schumacher. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway. Plenty of overtakes from this man Ackerman today, and here's another one to chalk off. This guy shouldn't be retiring from Formula One. And what's happening here? It looks like Stroll is retiring. And I'm not sure what the issue is, but there's a potential opportunity here for Williams, as it seems that Devon Butler's been left alone to see off the competition.
And he's not having the best of days, Crofty. A few mistakes creeping in here and there, a few lockups. This race isn't over yet.
Quicker than Butler now, Casper. Outstanding work. We've got a chance here.
Roger.
Let's make that push. We're all behind you.
I'm on it.
The final race. And it was close between us and Aston Martin heading to the finale in Abu Dhabi. Just 15 points separating us in the championship. And it looked like it might have been a tall order to catch up to him before the race, but with Stroll retiring early on, there's just Devon Butler out there. Easy work for drivers, particularly with the Formula Edge showing second half of the season, and with Casper in his final race looking to end his career on a high, and for Aiden not just battling for us for fourth in the championship, but also battling for his career as well, for a place in that Mercedes seat, which was heavily rumoured before the race that he'd already signed the contract, but he still want to end his career with us on a high. And early on it looked like it might be difficult for them because we had to pit early. Guys had a poor start, they were caught in the midfield, and once again they had to battle through the field, catch up to Butler. And I think maybe having Devon as the target rather than Stroll was a bit more motivated. Would have been if they had to catch up to the Canadian, but made short work of the likes of Gasly and his AlphaTauri. Like, they had dropped back in the second half of the season. The Italian car, and Lando didn't put up much effort as well. Ocon, he was caught out in the last sector. Our car was very good in all the sectors. We were setting fastest. That's in the middle part of the race as well. You're looking like they had the quickest cars out there. But particularly in the first sector and the last sector, the car was very quick. Around the technical stuff, around the corner, surprisingly. Normally you would expect to hear our cars good down the straights, but for whatever reason it just worked around all of the corners. Round in with the DRS and the RS, it was easy to pass cars on the straights, and that's what we found with Sainz. And then with Butler just a few seconds up the road, it wasn't long before Casper was right on his tail, trying to set up a move, trying to get by the Aston Martin and at least have one car ahead of the Aston Martin. There's still that gap in the championship though. We needed Aiden to catch up as well, make his way through the field. We started to do that at the halfway point of the race, but as Casper, he's lined up again out of that final corner using that ERS as well. He got by, but we saw that Devon was in a bit of a mood here.
So Williams potentially on track to really upset Aston Martin here, with Ackerman leading Butler and Jackson not too far behind. Butler's closing in on Ackerman. He's trying to win that place back, but which way's he going to go? Down the inside he goes, and they've hit each other. That's really aggressive from Devon Butler. He sends both cars spinning out. Butler into the barrier, and that looks to be the end of the race for him.
Too late on the brakes. I'm sure the stewards will be looking at this one after the race.
But the Williams car's still moving. The Dutchman looks to be continuing, and
it's great to see him still in this fight, Crofty, but he has suffered significant damage. There are points still up for grabs today, though, don't forget.
Well, that is significant, but can Casper Ackerman's Williams car finish?
You okay, Casper? The data this end suggests the car is compromised.
That's fine. I can finish. Butler's out of the race.
Butler's out, we have a shot. Jackson's closing fast, Casper.
Okay.
You need to go for third, Aiden.
Copy. Third. What about Casper? What, we let Aiden pass?
Let Aiden pass. Do the best you can, Casper. How's the car?
Good enough. Will you give a message to Aiden?
You need to pass Casper, Aiden.
Copy.
He says you'd better get on that podium.
And that will get the team fourth.
Maybe, if Casper's car holds out.
I guess I better get on that podium then.
And as we found out, Butler was not in the mood to get overtaken. He saw Casper in front. Not sure if the words from America had got to him, and it seemed like the tension was a bit heated between him and our drivers, but yeah, he made a rash maneuver. Especially when you're fighting for your team, for the championship. He made a individual move rather than a team move there, and yeah, he paid for it. And Aston Martin paid for it. As with both our drivers out there, we were looking good to close that gap, and we told Aiden to push for a podium because we don't know if Casper's car would hold out to the end of the race, even though he said it was good after the contact. You never know. He knocked the wheel and then it knocked maybe the suspension on the toe a bit. So we unleashed Aiden, and like Canada, early here, Casper was more than happy to aid them by. And he had to push like a hell to get to that podium, because you have a Mercedes there and Bottas that is better than our car. He's much quicker. And Aiden not just battling to catch up to that Mercedes, battling to catch up to the car he could be driving, the driver he's battling with for that seat as well for next year. But he quickly got past Leclerc, who was running a different strategy. I'm not sure what Ferrari were playing at with the harder tyres. That just did not work out in the second half of the race. After Leclerc had a good start, he was top 5 in the beginning part of the race, but yeah, he dropped back, and so did Perez as well. He just never had the pace of snapping round here. Same for Bottas with Hamilton, but right near the end, that's was catching up. So was Casper. Casper was keeping good pace behind. He was also working his way through the field. He was working on Perez in the last few laps of the race, while Aiden was working on Bottas. And I said it was nervy though, because he didn't know if Casper's car, that car could just fall to bits through one corner, and then it's up to Aiden, get past Bottas, get that podium spot, so he can overall Aston Martin, because we've won a race, they haven't, so would have been ahead of them, 4th in the championship. That's why it's so important for Aiden to be on the podium. And I said not just for him, but for the team as well. And with the DRS and ERS, we set up very strongly for the straights and for the final corner, and Aiden made his round by Bottas, but braked himself. We were on the edge of the season. We thought he'd locked up, thought he'd gone into the marina, but he actually kept it on the track. But that wasn't the end of it. Bottas was right on his tail till the end. He's in a Mercedes against the Williams. Our car is good, but not Mercedes level. A car that's winning with Hamilton, and is somewhere up the road from us and Bottas. So for Aiden, he had a nervy, he had to cling onto this final lap. Because even though Bottas was lacking some pace with the tyres, he was still, in a very strong car. But Aiden was in a good rhythm this race. We talked about how he struggled in the first half of the year, but by the second half of the year, though, he was one of the top drivers on the grid, along with Casper as well. We had probably the best couple of drivers in the second half of the season after Belgium. We're up there with the Mercedes, with the Red Bulls as well, and we could not have had a better pair of drivers, it turns out, at the end of the season to have together after a nervy first rookie year for Aiden and a contentious partnership for most part. It turned out all right in the end.
Superb effort, mate. Well done. Just brilliant.
Woo-hoo! And they've done it! What a season this has been for Williams. Even a race or two ago, you wouldn't have believed it, but they finished 4th in the Constructors. If the rumours are to be believed, they'll be reluctant now to let young Aiden Jackson go. What a talent he's proved to be, and an incredible end to an incredible career for Casper Ackermann, who somehow found his way back into the race after that nasty scrape with Butler. What a race here in Abu Dhabi.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Hey.
Casper! We did it.
We did it. Have you seen the crash yet?
No, what happened?
No, I'll let you see it for yourself.
And Butler's okay?
Bruised ego, perhaps. Anyway, I just came to congratulate you all and bid you a fond farewell. It's been a pleasure. And I'll see you later. We'll celebrate.
Stay for a bit.
No.
Oh, come on, what are they going to do? Discipline you? This isn't my victory, Casper. This is ours.
some race.
Yeah, some race.
You know, you had us all worried for a moment out there.
Brian, when have I ever let you down?
You really want me to answer that?
Best not.
Hey, it's been a pleasure.
Now the pleasure has been mine, Brian.
Heck of a career you've had, Cass.
Casper!
And I think you'll want it.
Casper! Casper!
For heaven's sake, man, get out there. You've earned it.
And that's it. Everything you need. Oh, awesome. Awesome, great. But yeah, no, that was great going back down memory lane. It's been a long time since I had to talk about Williams and Aiden and, you know, Casper in particular. May rest in power. Yeah, it's been a very long time since I was in that F1, but yeah, that was great fun. Where did you get all the footage from? Did you get that? Was that from? Was it Liberty? No, it's Amazon, isn't it? They own F1 now, don't they? Yeah, Amazon. Oh, I still can't believe that. Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Like, you see a Ferrari win on a Sunday, and then it's like delivering you like your toaster on a Monday. It's crazy what Amazon Prime can get you. Unbelievable, isn't it? But yeah, that was fantastic. Aiden was like so different back then, wasn't he? I went in F2, like when he was with us, you know, he's like humble, like likable, everyone loved him. Well, apart from Casper, but we know why. And yeah, then he went to Mercedes, he got a bit successful, he went to his head, and even though he's the most successful driver of all time now with like 10 titles, like no one wants to speak to him, like no one interacts with him, like he never even learned that I was his brother when we were working at Williams together, like just because of what happened at Mercedes and afterwards. He never really came up while we were at Williams together, but yeah, now we're all a bit estranged from him, aren't we? And it's good to see that you had Casper in there as well. He always comes off a bit grumpy over history, like comes off not likable, but yeah, you saw he's like, yeah, he was actually pretty nice in the end, that you found out. Such a shame that, you know, Devon got in there, got into their heads. Otherwise, it could have been much more successful. Yeah, so much better could it have been. But that's life, isn't it? So, yeah, I hope you. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Cheers, and yeah, thank you. Bye.